We'll be covering the next 5 nighttime signs of pancreatic cancer in this video. If you didn't catch the first 4, make sure to watch it. We've linked it below. Number 5 is itchy skin that disturbs your sleep. This isn't your run-of-the-mill dry skin itch. It's intense, persistent, and often zeroed in on the hands and feet. Here's how it connects to the pancreas and why it flares up at night. The root of this itch lies in bile salts. Normally, the pancreas and liver work together like a tag team. The pancreas produces digestive enzymes, while the liver makes bile to break down fats, sending it through the bile duct into the gut. But if a pancreatic tumor, particularly in the head, blocks that bile duct, bile can't flow out. Instead, bile salts, components of bile, back up into the bloodstream. These salts are meant to stay in the digestive tract, not circulate under your skin, so when they do, they irritate nerve endings, triggering that maddening itch. Why the hands and feet? It's not entirely clear, but one theory is that these areas have a high density of nerve endings and thinner skin, making them more sensitive to the irritation. Blood flow shifts when you're lying down too, possibly pooling these salts in extremities. At night, this can get worse because your body's circadian rhythm slows digestion and liver activity, leaving more bile salts lingering in your system. Plus, when you're still and trying to sleep, there's no distraction. You feel every tingle and urge to scratch. The itch is often described as deep and unrelenting, not just surface level like a mosquito bite. It might wake you up or keep you from dozing off, especially if it's paired with that abdominal discomfort or night sweats we've talked about. Scratching doesn't help much either. Sometimes it makes it worse, leaving skin raw but the sensation untouched since the problem's under the surface. This ties back to liver dysfunction, because the bile duct blockage messes with the liver's ability to clear waste. In pancreatic cancer, it's a double whammy. The tumor obstructs the duct, and if it spreads, it can hit the liver directly. You might see this with jaundice too. Yellow skin and itchy skin often travel together, both from that bilirubin and bile salt buildup. It's not unique to pancreatic cancer. Other liver issues or blockages can do it too. But if it's relentless, worse at night, and teamed with pain or weight loss, it's a clue something's off with the pancreas or bile system. A doctor might check it with blood tests for liver function or imaging to spot the blockage. The 6th sign is nausea or vomiting at night. This is one of those symptoms that can really throw off your sleep and hint at something serious like pancreatic cancer. It's not just a random upset stomach. It's tied to how a tumor messes with your digestive system, especially when you're horizontal. Here's the breakdown. Nausea is that queasy, unsettled feeling, and vomiting's the body hitting the eject button. In pancreatic cancer, this can flare up at night for a couple of reasons. The pancreas sits right in the middle of your digestive highway, near the stomach, duodenum, the first part of the small intestine, and bile duct. A tumor can act like a roadblock. If it's in the head of the pancreas, it might press on the duodenum or bile duct, slowing or stopping the flow of food, enzymes, or bile. During the day, when you're upright, gravity helps move things along a bit. But when you lie down at night, that assist disappears, stuff backs up, and your stomach doesn't know what to do with it. Cue the nausea. Vomiting might follow if the obstruction's bad enough. Undigested food or bile can irritate the stomach lining, triggering that reflex to clear it out. It's not always dramatic. Sometimes it's just dry heaving or a little bile, but it's enough to jolt you awake or keep you feeling sick. The pancreas also makes digestive enzymes, and if a tumor cuts that supply, food sits heavy, fermenting in your gut, which can add to the queasiness. Then there's the acid reflux angle. A tumor pressing on the stomach or nearby nerves, like the vagus nerve, which controls digestion, can confuse the signals that keep acid in check. Lying flat lets acid creep up toward your throat more easily, mimicking reflux but with a darker twist. It might feel like heartburn plus nausea, a sour taste, or a lump in your chest. Worse after eating, or when you settle in for the night. Nighttime makes it stand out because your body's trying to wind down. Digestion slows naturally, but a tumor throws a wrench in that rhythm. If it's paired with pain or appetite loss, it's less likely to be just a bad meal and more a sign something's structurally off. In pancreatic cancer, this tends to show up as the disease progresses, but it can hint at trouble earlier if the tumor's in a disruptive spot. The 7th sign is a loss of appetite that's affecting your sleep. This is a sneaky symptom that can quietly disrupt your nights with pancreatic cancer. It's not just skipping a snack, it's a persistent lack of hunger that leaves you feeling off, restless, or uncomfortable when you're trying to rest. Here's how it unfolds. Normally, appetite is your body's way of signaling it needs fuel. The pancreas plays a big role here by producing digestive enzymes, lipase for fats, amylase for carbs, protease for proteins, that break food down in your small intestine. If a tumor messes with the pancreas, it can clog the ducts or damage the cells that make these enzymes. Without them, digestion falters. Food doesn't break down right, nutrients don't absorb well, and your gut might feel bloated or sluggish. Over time, eating stops feeling good. It might even hurt or leave you nauseous. So your brain starts saying, nah, I'm good, even when you're running on empty. At night, this loss of appetite can turn into a sleep saboteur. If you're not eating enough during the day, your blood sugar might dip, leaving you jittery or weak instead of settled for sleep. Or maybe you feel a vague discomfort, hunger pangs you don't recognize as hunger because the usual I'm starving signal's gone quiet. It's like your body's confused, too empty to relax, but too turned off food to fix it. That restlessness can keep you tossing and turning or wake you up feeling unsettled without knowing why. There's more to it too. Pancreatic cancer can mess with hormones like insulin and glucagon, throwing your metabolism off kilter. That can dull appetite further and add to the fatigue we talked about. Your cells aren't getting the energy they need, so you're drained yet wired. Plus, the tumor might release chemicals or spark inflammation that signal the brain to suppress hunger, a common trick in cancer called anorexia-cachexia syndrome. At night, when distractions fade, this gnawing something's wrong feeling can amplify. It's not loud like pain or vomiting, but it's insidious. You might skip dinner, lie down, and then wonder why you're not drifting off, or why you wake up feeling hollow but still not hungry. If it's paired with weight loss, greasy stools, or that abdominal ache, it's a hint the pancreas isn't pulling its weight in digestion. This can start subtle and build, especially as the cancer grows or spreads. It's not unique. Stress or depression can kill appetite too, but if it's new, stubborn, and tied to other oddities, it's a flag to check out. The 8th sign is dark urine or pale stools before bed. This is one of those symptoms that might catch your eye during a late-night bathroom trip and hint at something off with pancreatic cancer. It's tied to the pancreas's neighborhood watch over the bile duct, and the changes can be subtle but telling. Here's the deeper dive. The pancreas sits close to the bile duct, which carries bile, a greenish-yellow fluid, from the liver and gallbladder to the small intestine to help digest fats. A tumor in the pancreas, especially in the head, can pinch or block this duct. When bile can't flow, it backs up, and that messes with two things: your urine and your stools. First, dark urine. Normally, bile gets processed and exits through the gut, but if it's stuck, its components, like bilirubin, spill into your bloodstream. Your kidneys filter this excess bilirubin out, turning your urine a deeper color, often described as tea-like, amber, or even cola dark. It's not just dehydration, which can darken urine too. This has a distinct, persistent hue. You might notice it more at night because you're less distracted. Maybe during that pre-bed pee when the light hits the bowl and it looks off compared to usual. Second, pale stools. Bile gives poop its brown color, so when the duct's blocked, stools lose that pigment and turn pale. Think clay, gray, or chalky. They might also get greasy or sticky. Hard to flush, because without bile, fats in your diet don't break down properly. This steatorrhea, fancy term for fatty stools, can leave a sheen or smell fouler than normal. Before bed, if you're winding down and hit the bathroom, this oddity might stand out, especially if it's a shift from your norm. Why nighttime? It's not that these changes only happen then, it's more about timing and attention. During the day, you're busy, maybe not inspecting every flush, but at night, in the quiet, a quick glance might make you pause. That's not right. Plus, digestion slows overnight, so anything you ate earlier might show the bile issue more clearly by bedtime. This duo, dark urine, pale stools, screams bile duct trouble, and in pancreatic cancer, it's often from that tumor playing gatekeeper. It's a classic sign, especially with jaundice or itching, since they all stem from the same blockage. If it's consistent and paired with pain or weight loss, it's a big clue to check the pancreas, maybe with an ultrasound or MRCP to peek at the duct. And the last nighttime sign of pancreatic cancer that could fit alongside the others is restless leg sensations at night. A creeping, tingling, or urgent need to move your legs that flares up when you're trying to sleep. Pancreatic cancer can disrupt blood sugar control or cause nutrient deficiencies, like low magnesium or iron, due to impaired digestion and absorption. Tumors might also irritate nerves or trigger inflammation that affects the nervous system, leading to this twitchy, restless feeling in your legs. At night, when you're still, these sensations can peak, jolting you awake or making it hard to settle, adding another layer of disruption to your rest. This one's less common but plausible, especially if the cancer's messing with metabolism or nerve signaling. It could tie into the fatigue and discomfort already on the list, painting a picture of a body struggling to find peace at night. If it's persistent and paired with other signs like pain or appetite loss, it's another thread to tug on with a doctor. Early detection is key, and being aware of these nighttime red flags could make all the difference in catching pancreatic cancer sooner rather than later. If you or a loved one are experiencing persistent, unexplained symptoms, consulting a healthcare professional is always the best course of action. Please like and subscribe and let us know below if you have experienced any of these nighttime signs. See you in the next video.